Hey, Dunkaroonie. That's fine. Started streaming a little bit early, but I'll probably still go to 10 or 10:30. So I'll be here. Right. Hey, Vid. Back home, huh? I assume from work and getting rusty. Not hearing game audio. That's... Let me see if I can't fix that. Okay, now that should be coming through. Yep, sounds like ocean waves. Yeah, hopefully that change won't break everything. Although I definitely know that feeling of, please goodness, let this not break everything.
Get ready.
I had a fun time today of, I managed to break several of our server monitors. Thankfully all the files were right there, so the admin was able to fix it, really quickly. But I get a message from her and she's like, did you happen to run this, program against the server? And I was like, yeah. Was I not supposed to? And she was like, well, no. But I fixed it, so it's okay. Okay, good. Dunkaroony's back. So Vid just got here and informed me that I've been playing for 30 minutes and the stream has not captured any of the game audio up until this point. So that's fun. I feel sorry for anybody who goes back and watches that VOD because it's going to be 30 very boring minutes. I changed my camera position to be way more convenient for me, and I think it works better. Yeah, occupational hazard indeed. But unfortunately that means that you all get to see the piles of Amazon boxes behind me. But I figure it's the pandemic, so who doesn't have piles of Amazon boxes? It's not that big of a deal. It was an easy fix. My capture card, for some reason, OBS really does not like to link the audio and video from my capture card. It likes to just pick random audio devices. Oh, I'm always buying things. I did, for your, after we talked about it, I did get on eBay and bought a, yeah, right? I did get on eBay and bought a copy of the Ooze for Sega Genesis. So if you need a physical copy to stream on your channel, Dunkaroony, I can hook you up. Such a bizarre game. Everybody talks about it. I think I've had 2 Zoom meetings the entire pandemic, which makes it sound like I've avoided most of them, but really that's just a technicality because my company uses WebEx. So, same difference. WebEx is I have like 5 a week, so. Oh yes, what is the name of that one? I'm familiar with the game you're talking about. the reverse survival horror game. It's really interesting. Yeah, that one. Carrion, or as growing up in the South, I always heard that word pronounced Kjarn. There's your little bit of Appalachian dialect. Carrion is pronounced Kjarn. The Ooze is a really interesting game, but it's got some flaws. I mean, mostly it's difficulty and limited number of continues, but thankfully there's a level select code. And if you emulate it, obviously save state, so that negates a lot of it. It does kind of a weird thing, though, that the more health your character has, the bigger your character is, which also means the bigger its hitbox. So, the healthier you are, the bigger target you are. And some people really dislike that, and I can understand why, but I do think it's at least an interesting design choice to do it that way. So many jams. And so far today, I've streamed for 30 minutes and no crashes, so I'm hoping. I mean, many vehicle crashes, but no game crashes. I guess I should elaborate. Yep. I found out the same thing recently too, and I haven't got very far, but I definitely am wanting to learn all the lyrics to Night Flight, because that is a jam. So before I forget to mention it, I'll probably mention it again at the end of stream, but just before I forget, plan is, we'll be streaming next Monday. I'm hoping to do something on Sunday also, whether it's like a community movie, a game day, or just an extra stream. I'm hoping that pans out. Otherwise, I doubt that I'll really have a chance this week. But Sunday, or Monday, rather, next Monday, I'm not going to be continuing this. I'll be picking this up the next stream, because next Monday is the day before my birthday, and I have a special birthday game picked out. For a special birthday stream. It's not a special birthday stream. I'm just playing a different game. But so yeah, look forward to that. It's gonna be random and obscure, and I hope you all enjoy it. Just so you all know, I'm not actually that good at this game. It's just that the default difficulty setting is very easy, and I never bothered to change it. I didn't actually want to put effort into this. I mean, as much of a gem of a game as that is, it's not, but it is a licensed title. If that makes you feel any better. Goodness, if you've never seen Liz Starr's any of her speed runs for Darkened Sky, but particularly the one she's done for GDQ, oh my word, you need to not go right now because you're watching me, but when you're done watching me, you need to go find the VOD on YouTube and watch that because it's phenomenal. Just really anything she's ever run, she's hysterical, and she runs some amazingly memey games. She has speedrun at GDQ both of the Mega Man DOS games, and those are pretty phenomenal. My TV just cut out for a split second, and I had to race off my monitor, so that was fun. Casino Town. Goodness, this race is trickier than the last one. Also a lot longer. I've kind of noticed this game, one of the aspects of the stages you see up in the top left in the stage map, it seems to be that as stages progress, the rubber banding gets less severe. Which is kind of really nice, actually, because that means at the beginning of the race, you're really having to fight, but then once, you really start getting some steam behind you, you can develop a pretty satisfying lead. So what do you, and we don't have to make a decision today, but do you all have any thoughts about next Sunday? If you'd rather just do a movie or play a game online or just, put up with me streaming some more? I am open for whatever, assuming that my schedule doesn't change. Okay. If we did a movie, we'd want to pick something. You had said you'd never seen War Games, which is just tremendous fun, especially for IT people. However, you have to completely suspend every notion of how computers actually work. It's not rooted in reality in the slightest. Yeah, you kind of have to get in that same sort of mindset. I would say that War Games is probably not quite so ridiculous. Well, premise-wise, it's pretty ridiculous. Maybe not quite so silly is a better way to say that. Okay. Night or evening's best for you. I mean, my Sundays are usually pretty empty. I know night or evening usually works best for Vid because our night or evening is not necessarily his night or evening, depending. A lot of times we've gravitated more toward afternoon because that tends to work better for Shayoff. But yeah, absolutely. See, Vid and I and Dynamation and all of us who work every day in the IT industry, we don't actually sit at a desk with a keyboard. We actually go in and suit up and get beamed into the computer world. And yeah, it's 8 hours a day of hand-to-hand combat with computer viruses and malicious applications. They just, don't like for us to tell people that because then people would want the job and there'd be more market saturation, and it's just a yes.
Race for the top position.
I don't know. I mean, light cycles are pretty tricky to handle. I find it interesting that in this game you race through all sorts of generic locations, and then you just have Paris. Very true. Also, the handling has gotten better. I mean, now you have like 2 to 3 milliseconds to make a turn. It's so much leeway. Oof. That's pretty fantastic. I think Seattle is might be a racetrack in one of the cruising games too. Cruising, right? I think it was Cruising Exotica. Yeah, well, fair point. I feel like the closest that mine and Dunkarooni's hometown has ever gotten to being in a video game is like the setting of Resident Evil 7. And that was like in Louisiana and we're in Tennessee. I am doing very poorly. Well, here's the thing about Resi 7 and its accuracy. If you, I don't know how much of the lore you know of that game. I'm not a Resi person, but the lore interests me. So, the family before they were like corrupted by the little girl and became like mutated and evil and awful, actually like were a pretty normal family. And I would say that at that stage, they were actually not, pretty accurate. Like the house at that stage and stuff was pretty accurate to what you would find here. But post-mutant girl, it's not so accurate anymore. I mean, we have very few mutant girls here. I think Dunkaroonie can attest to that. I mean, I've only encountered like 5, 6 mutant zombie girls this year. It's not that bad. I mean, that game would have you believe there's a mutant zombie girl on every corner. No, that's Dollar General's. There's a Dollar General on every corner. I am going to fail this race. I've noticed that. That's a little harsh. I mean, I'm not saying that that's not an, that's a pretty accurate representation of a subset of this area. I don't know that it's quite a comprehensive representation. Now I'm actually curious about like video games set in Tennessee, if there are any. Okay, yeah. But, I mean, also understanding that, like, the goodness of Dolly makes up for a lot. Which I also think is pretty accurate. Like, the Dolly level goodness, you find it here. Maybe not quite so concentrated as it is in Dolly, but it's around. I don't dislike living here. So, Dunkaroonie, I think we need to plan a weekend trip where you abandon your, all your family responsibilities, and we'll go down to Chattanooga, and then Vid can abandon his husband and fly to Chattanooga and meet us there, and we'll go to the Dave and Buster's so that Vid can wear out the new DDR machine that they got, and then I'll be the awkward guy over in the corner playing Galaga. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad to see that people are getting access to the vaccine finally. My my folks are scheduled to get their first dose on Friday. By the way, Dunkaroonie, it is open to all adults in Tennessee now, 16 and over. So if you and your wife haven't got yours yet, I can send you the phone number to set up an appointment. Just text me. Where are these cars? Holy crap. It is, and you know we got COVID back in December, so we probably leaned into the supposed immunity a little more than we should have. I know the smartphone companies are gonna know where you are at all times as you type that message on your smartphone with GPS enabled. See if I can't get a better car.
Congratulations.
Oh. Okay, I didn't even have to finish that. Cool. Oh, yeah, I can afford like everything. Need these Outrun cars, but I think those are only for Outrun mode. I need something with some decent handling up. Sure, why not? You know, my thing is if somebody wanted to track me, then at this point I think I'd just find it flattering. I can barely get people to like follow me on Twitter, so the fact that somebody would want to like track me with nanobots, that's flattering. Right? There's... Well, I mean, it's kind of like all the QAnon people saying that they need more evidence before they'll believe the allegations against Matt Gaetz. And I'm like, have you seen Matt Gaetz? Like... I'm pretty sure you could just, like, get a police sketch artist and say, draw me a pedophile, and they would draw you a picture of Matt Gaetz. Right? Somebody must have been getting paid good money to get it within 10 feet of that. Aw, really? So close. That one.
Get ready. Drift the score.
I probably shouldn't be so political on Twitch, but like you two are the only ones watching, and maybe like one person watching the VOD. I don't think anybody cares.
Checkpoint.
Sorry, I'm like in hardcore focus mode. There we go.
Rank A.
That's a good question, and although I don't know the answer to it, what I do realize is that I now want an Outrun game where you race yachts.
Get ready. Drift the score.
I mean, I guess that would kind of be Hydro Thunder-ish, but not really. So, Dunkaroonie, Vid was talking to me the other day that he has some friends who play Mario Party over NetPlay, and was talking to me about how to get that set up. So, I feel like that could be a fun, like, crossover stream between me and you. Like me, you, we could grab Vid and maybe one other person, not Cape Crusader, because he would murder us, and get some online Mario Party going. I'm going to hold out for Mario Party 4, because that's my childhood Mario Party, but, you know, I'll hear opinions. I'll assume they're wrong, but I'll hear other opinions. Because I am entirely nostalgia blind. Nice. Gotta hydrate.
Rank double A.
4 is very generous with stars. Oh, cool. I could become famous, y'all. Oh, well, too bad I accidentally clicked the ban button. Ducks.
Get ready.
Actually, hold on. We gotta retry here in a second. I just want to check something. Cool. You all are mods now. Band to your heart's content.
Get ready. Race for the top position.
Yeah, the mod view UI is kind of wild. Yeah. Oh, believe me. The permitted items list keeps growing because Jubby and Shayoth keep finding new and creative ways to get blocked by automod. I don't know if you can do it on mobile, honestly. It's a good question. I mean, you can if you look up the moderation commands, you can still use those. Like there's like /ban or whatever, and then you put in the username as a chat message, and it'll accept it as a command. Wow, that was okay, but I don't know if mobile will actually give you like an interface to do it. I'm pretty sure I now have more mods than I do average viewers, but hey, at least I'm protected against spam.
Race for the top position.
We need a 10. Okay. Got plenty. I was planning on calling it quits sometime between 10 and 10:30, so I'm in no rush. 11 if I really felt like it, but my eyes are starting to water. It's high-speed racing action. This high-speed guardrail action. True. The hot and the cold come together. The hot racing, the cool jazz, and my tepid skills.
Checkpoint.
This is a brutal race.
Fifth place.
He's qualified. Goodness.
Rank C. Get ready. Race for the top position.
Some terrible. Okay. Not sure that was great, sportsmanship, but it's fine. Kidding me? Gotta head out. Alright, thanks for coming by. And if you stream tomorrow, I'll try to hop on and catch at least part of it. Right. Third place finish, but at least I qualified. So that's cool. This game is essentially 2 games in one. It takes like all the content from Outrun 2 and then adds the coast to coast content, which like doubles the length of the game. My intention for stream is just to get through the coast to coast content, and we're actually over halfway done with that. So 1, maybe 2 more streams if I keep doing poorly. And we should be able to finish up that content. Then I'll have to figure out what I'm playing next. But this was I love a good racing game, a good arcade racing game, and this was actually kind of inspired by Dynamation, because I was in his chat and I was like, "What should I stream next?" And he was like, "Why don't you stream a racing game just randomly?" And I was like, "I think I will." I'm not sure what I'm gonna play next. I may do a platformer. I'm not quite sure I want to tackle an RPG right now. These top 2 were ridiculous. Yeah, they are not. But I'm not entirely sure, because I've done polls and stuff before. And that's fine. Like, I think that's a really good way to like get an audience involved in things. But a lot of people aren't able to tune in as religiously, especially since I'm not able to stream like 4 times a week. And so people, when I went to try to decide with polls, people would vote for things, which is great. But they would choose things, but then wouldn't actually be able to watch the things that they voted for. And it may be things that I was willing to play, but not like super passionate about playing. So I kind of just came to the conclusion that it's like, at this point, as casually as I'm doing this, probably just best to, pick stuff myself. Or I mean, like, if I'm streaming and you all are in chat and I'm like, hey, I've kind of got it down between the, between these 2 things or whatever. But instead of, doing a formal poll and letting that determine things. I've seen polls be used to great effect, but you really need a little bit bigger community. But that is why I'm so thankful for the handful of you all who show up consistently and make plans to be here on Monday nights. It means a lot. That is absolutely true. Especially my polls, because I tend to pick, I tend to like to showcase games that are a little more obscure. And so a lot of times, I'll put out a poll, and my hope is that people will, Google it and say, "Oh, that was neat." But really, what ends up happening is people are busy, and so they just pick what they know, and I don't blame them for that. Let's see how much more I have of this set of objectives.
Race for the top position.
If I could get through this set, that would be a nice stopping. We'll see. Might be a little more than I energy to do. Oh, so far I think it's fantastic, and I appreciate the nudge to do so. I wish I could add at least one more day to the schedule, but as it stands, there's just not another time that really works consistently for me. Like, Saturdays are almost always out. Really, the only days that could possibly work would be Fridays or Sundays. And I'm not opposed to streaming on those days, but I don't usually know if I'm going to be free on those days until like the day before. So, especially since I like to watch other people, and like Friday, it tends to be the day that, like, Dino does Retro Night, and I really like to support his Retro Night stuff, because that's something that I'm really interested in. And of course, like Tuesdays and Thursdays, Zik usually streams, so I try to hang out there. I definitely get that. Chances are, if it was additional days, it would probably be, I'm about to lose this, Sundays. So I think you're right. I think if I, give people, yourself included, a day's notice, which is kind of what I'm hoping, trying to do for this coming Sunday, and we can maybe discuss a little more what that's going to entail.
Get ready.
Because, I mean, there's all kind of, I have bukus of games to play, and things I'd love to stream. And then, there's the movies and the community day stuff, and I think those are all a blast. I'd love to be able to do those more. But also understand that, if I'm streaming and one or two people show up, that's wonderful. But if, we're going to do like a community of, gaming day or something, that's really asking people to commit a chunk of time, and that's not as easy to do. Even though I think most of us had a good time when we did the Unreal Tournament Community Day. I know I did. I may be a dirty, filthy camping sniper, but I had fun. We definitely need to do that again. Or something similar. I mean, I'm fine with Unreal Tournament. I love that game. But, I'm set up to where we could do like Team Fortress 2, which takes some more horsepower to run, but it is free to play. If we wanted to do something more squad-based, or, I mean, even if we just wanted to like all join the same Minecraft world and just, virtually hang out in that space and build things in creative mode, like, that could be fun. But You know, adults and adult responsibilities and blah blah blah, all that fun, not fun stuff. I'm about to lose again, darn it. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get a better car. Yeah, how are you doing, friend? Pay no attention to all the Amazon boxes behind me. They're not there. You see nothing. I don't really know what the difference between these are other than just aesthetic. The problem is I have boxes in the corner and there's still that. So, hey Faulty. I'm doing poorly and I'm basing it I'm going to assume it's because I don't have a good enough in-game car. So I'm about to lose with a faster car now. Okay. So for those of you who weren't able to catch last stream I made it through Flagman 1 and today I beat, and part of Flagman 2. Today I beat Flagman 2 and I'm about halfway through Flagman 3. So I'll go through probably a couple more objectives. Yeah, it very much so is. And go through a couple more objectives, and then we go. We have 4:30. But this coming Sunday, we're going to be doing something to be determined. Either another stream or a community game day like with Unreal Tournament or a movie. I will keep you all posted. Next Monday, we're doing standard stream time, starting about 8:39. But it's the day before my birthday, so we're going to be playing a birthday game that I hope is entertaining. I think it will be. I don't super get like the racing games that are super realistic. I mean, I kind of get it. Like, you know, if you're really into fancy cars and things, you know, and you don't have millions of dollars. But I like the little silly arcadey ones because they're just fun to pick up and play and not have to think real hard about. Oh, really? You're an April 12th-er? Well, that's exciting. Then my birthday stream will be for you too. And also, I guess technically for Zik, because Zik's birthday is April 16th. I opted not to take any time off for my birthday this year, but I'm gonna make up for it, you know. The problem with taking off for your birthday is, like, all your friends still have to work. So if you're comfortable sharing, which birthday is this for you, Vid? Yes, I am an Aries. We're all Aries. Well, me and Zick and Vid, we're all Aries. And Zick's mother, for what it's worth, because Zick's mom's birthday is one day away from his. Ah, nice. Good prime number indeed. I'm hitting the I've still got a couple years left in the 20s. I'm hitting 28 on Tuesday, so cherishing it before my body completely gives out on me. I can never remember who's what and what month, and I got nothing. All I know is I'm an Aries. I am doing great. Okay, let me catch up on chat. Shh. We don't talk about it, Vid. I'm young at heart, okay? Young at heart. Yeah, cause what are you, Shayoth? Aren't you like 23? Full of youth and vigor?
Race for the top position.
Your whole life ahead of you? I was one away. I'm so sorry. Those are still baby numbers. So if you're a Gemini, what does that make you? Because I cannot remember. What month? Oh shoot, my memory wasn't even there when I was a young man. Oof. Gotcha. End of May, beginning of June. I'm trying to think, who all do I know in that span? I think I know. I've got one of Mom's sisters, I think, is in that span. I know a couple people in that span. I know a concerning number of people in September and January, with quite a few Octobers and Novembers thrown in there too. Yeah, but I know so many January birthdays. Um, we poke fun at my dad because his parents, and his only sibling, his brother, were all born in January, but he was born in February. You know what? I would, given my family history, April Fools would be great because my great grandmother was born on April Fool's Day and lived to be 101 years old. So I'd be okay with that. Yep, she passed. Goodness, it's been quite some time ago now, 17 years ago now. But she was born April Fool's Day, April Fool's Day 1903, and passed away in 2004. Yeah. Lived by herself the whole time. She lived beside my grandmother for quite a while, but you know, ate, you know, dipped snuff for most of her life, and ate biscuits and gravy, and you know. Oh, such a bizarre. Okay, fools. Why is fool? Whatever. It's like I only like Shayoth gets auto modded all the time, but usually for good reason. Yeah, that's pretty spaced out. Um, I'm assuming that, you know, there may have been where they're like extra, you know, large numbers of children, and you just happen to be the youngest of the groups, you know, the lineage of the youngest, or did your family just have a history of waiting a long time? I think that's really interesting because it's a pattern I've seen, you know, and it kind of depends on where you're from, um, and even in small, you know, areas with a smaller amount of distinction. Like I have a friend, Kate Crusader, who hangs out in chat pretty often. He and I talk about that pretty regularly. That we both grew up in rural parts of Tennessee, but he grew up in a more remote area, and just, you know, the cultural expectation and the cultural norm is that you have children young in both areas, but where he grew up, you know, it's expected that you have children exceptionally young. Like my grandmother had my mother when she was 18. Um, but I guess my parents were pretty young still, because mom was 24 and dad was 23 when I was born. But yeah, we often talk about how in some of these more particularly rural areas, it's extremely common to have been married, had at least one child, and probably even be divorced by your mid-20s.
Checkpoint.
And I mean, that's, you know, the friend I'm talking about, Cape Crusader, he kind of bucked that trend, and he actually just got married this fall, and he's 34. He's 34 now. He got married. He was 33 when he got married, but only by like 2 weeks. Only like 2 weeks before his 34th birthday. But his sister, that was definitely her experience. She's got 2 kids and has already been divorced, and she's like 28.
Out of rank. Rank E.
Yeah. What part of the East Coast? Like coast? Or just farther east than Indiana?
Get ready.
Wait a minute, okay. So, if you're 40 minutes north of DC, are you in Maryland at that point? Or are you more toward the Pennsylvania side? I'm just being nosy, I guess. Okay. I don't know too many people from north of DC, but I know quite a few people south of DC. See, that's another thing that's really interesting to me is you know, talking to people and they're like, oh yeah, I have family in all these different states. You know, I have one friend who's like spent weeks with an uncle in Singapore and you know, an aunt in Montana and all of these things, and like my family is all in the same city. Like I can go see pretty much every family member I have by driving 15 minutes or less. But I mean, I'm also, you know, it's also been interesting too, because I kind of broke the mold in many ways. I was a first generation college student and such, so yeah, our family's really tiny too. Uh-oh. You said the S word. Yeah, like Thanksgiving for us is 8 people. And that is like the extended family. I kind of like it though. I kind of like the you know, the smaller holiday gatherings. In fact, sometimes our biggest complaint is that the holiday drama is too predictable. Like we know who's going to argue about what and, you know, say what thing, and it's almost like a script at this point. This is a very tough course. Started drifting. Come on. Oh, dang it.
Out of rank. Rank E.
You know, it's interesting. He just had to leave. But Dunkaroony,
Get
who
ready.
was just in chat, he and I are actually cousins. And that's an interesting story.
For the top
We are the same age with many of the same interests and have lived in the same city our entire lives and didn't even really know each other existed besides, you know, a family member like mentioning each other's name in passing until this past summer when his grandfather passed away and I went to the funeral. And then after meeting there, we connected online and because that's what you do. You don't actually talk to people when you encounter them in public. You figure out their name and then you Facebook stalk them. That is really nice. To have a living piece of somebody you love like that in someone else. I think that that's, where family manifests in some of its healthiest ways. Unfortunately, family also has a way of manifesting in some pretty toxic ways. But I'm glad that your experience of that has been, really, really positive and comforting. That's a good thing. Fred. See your message there and I will read it in just a second. Right now I am busy spiraling out of control. Come on. Other section. I need to make it to third to make it past this event.
checkpoint.
Whoa, okay. We've got a collision glitch. Alright, cool. Well, I was not expecting that. Not Shayoth. I think I'm gonna take this as my my cue from the gaming powers that be that I need to not. anymore. And yeah, Faulty, I'm glad to hear that you still have somebody who represents your grandfather to you. You know, that embodies what made that relationship special. And hey, when you go to your next family reunion in Seattle, you should look Vid up. Maybe you all can go get some food or something. Send me pictures. But before my PS2 explodes, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. So you all have a great evening, and food is the topic for which I am most opinionated. I'll give Rusty cuddles, extra cuddles from me, and yeah, keep an eye on the Discord for updates on Sunday. But Monday, starting around 8:30 to 9, is going to be birthday stream for me and Vid and possibly Zick and whoever else happens to be an April birthday. And I was going to see if anybody I knew was online to raid. Let's see. Nobody I know super well. But I think I may just leave it there. But you all have a great evening, and I hope to see you Sunday or Monday, and I hope to see you all in chats throughout the week. Zick should be streaming tomorrow, so hopefully I'll see some of you all in his chat. And everybody take care and have a good evening.